Hello and welcome to revised Danish lesson number 2. Today we are going to talk about question words, which are a very important part of any language, especially, any language, but Danish too. Alright, so the first question word that everybody needs to know is what, which is vel in Danish. So very straightforward. Let's just do two quick examples. Hvad hedder du? Hvad hedder du? What's your name? Hvad, what, hedder, are called, du, you. Okay? Next example would be hvad siger du? Hvad siger du? Hvad siger du? What are you saying? If somebody says that to you, then they probably think that you just said something crazy or they don't know why you said it. So, hvad siger du? What are you saying? Or what do you, yeah, exactly. Second question word is who, and this will be hvem in Danish. A couple examples. Hvem kommer i dag? Hvem kommer i dag? Hvem, who, kommer, is coming, i dag, today. Hvem kommer i dag? Okay? Now something you may have noticed in the past 3 examples is that the verb is coming before the subject. Hvad hedder du? Du comes after the verb, so the verb is coming first. And the reason why is because in questions in Danish, the subject and verb are always inverted. That means the subject comes after the verb. In a normal speaking sentence, my name is Marty, for example. My name, or I am called. I am called. I is the subject and that comes first. Or my name is the subject and that comes first. But in a question, the verb comes before. Okay, so just remember that. And you'll see that in these examples, and it'll make perfect sense. You can also say whose. Whose. Okay? And in Danish, this is called vis. Okay? So you could say, whose is that? If you see just something over there and you want to know whose it is. Vis er det. Vis er det. Okay? Vis, whose, er, is, det, it. Vis er det. Okay? If you see something in particular, like a glass or something, you can say vis glas er det. Okay? So whose glass is it? Okay? So there's a generic way to say it, just vis er det. Or you can say the specific thing. Like I have a piano over here, so vis klavier er det? Whose piano is it? Okay? You can also say who else in Danish, and who else can be said 2 ways. It can either be hvem andre or hvem flere. Okay? So for example, who else did you talk to? Or who else did you speak with? Hvem andre har du talt med? Hvem andre, who else, har, have, du, you, talt, spoken, med, with. So hvem andre or hvem flere har du talt med? Okay? Make sense? Who else have you spoken to? Question word number 3 is when, which is pronounced hvornår in Danish. Okay? So, first example, what time does the TV show start? Hvornår starter programmet? Okay? Hvornår, when, starter, og begynder. Begin is begynder, starter is start. Programmet, okay? And the program, the TV show. Programmet. And again, this ends in a T, which I'm pronouncing like but you can say programmet if you would like. Okay? Next example for when will be, when did you receive the letter? And this will be hvornår modtog du brevet? Okay? Hvornår modtog. And this is a little bit strange word, but it means received in the past tense. Okay? So hvornår modtog du brevet? And again, brevet ends in a T, and I'm pronouncing it but you may say brevet if you would like. Okay? Next example for question word will be where. Where in Danish is very easy one, just hvor. Hvor, okay? And example will be hvor kommer du fra? Hvor kommer du fra? Okay? Where, hvor kommer, coming or come, du, you, fra, from. Hvor kommer du fra? Okay? Where do you come from? Next. Okay. Where did you find the pen? Hvor, where, fandt, found, du, you, kuglepennen, the pen. So, hvor fandt du kuglepennen? Okay? Hvor fandt du kuglepennen? Okay? Next question word is hvordan, which means how. And we learned this in the last lesson because we had hvordan går det and hvordan har du det. Okay? And both of those mean how are you doing or how goes it for you. So this one is no exception. It still means how. But you can use it in another way, for example, like hvordan fungerer maskinen? Hvordan, how, fungerer, functions, maskinen, the machine. Okay? So how does the machine work? It's a question. So hvordan fungerer maskinen? Hvordan fungerer maskinen? Okay? How does the machine work? Hvordan fungerer maskinen? Okay? Next question word is why. And this is hvorfor. Hvorfor. Okay? Example. Hvorfor regner det så meget? Hvorfor regner det så meget? Okay? Hvorfor, why, regner, rains, det, it, så meget, so much. So hvorfor regner det? Why is it raining? Så meget, so much. Okay? And once again, meget ends in a T, so you may also pronounce it så meget if you would like. Next example with hvorfor. Hvorfor er dansk så svært at udtale? Hvorfor, why, is dansk, Danish, så svært, so difficult, at udtale, to pronounce. Så hvorfor er dansk så svært at udtale? Why is Danish so hard to pronounce? Okay. Our final question word is which, but this has 3 different ways of saying it, depending on if the noun is neuter, common gender, or plural, okay? And we'll learn a little bit more about those later. If you watched my last videos, you know a little bit about the difference between these. Let's take a common gender noun, en bil, a car, en bil, okay? So I want to say, which car is the biggest? So which in this case for a common gender singular noun will be hvilken. Så hvilken bil den største? Hvilken bil den største? Which car is the largest? Hvilken, which, bil, car, is, den, the, for a common gender, største, largest. Okay? Hvilken bil den største? If you have a singular neuter noun, neutral noun, it will be hvilket or hvilket. Okay? It's up to you whether or not you pronounce the T. My example is going to be, which castle is the oldest? Okay? Because castle, slot, is a neuter noun. Okay? So, hvilket slot det ældste? Hvilket slot det ældste? Okay? So, hvilket or hvilket, which, slot, castle, is, det, the, for a neuter noun, ældste, oldest. Okay? So you noticed the word the changed in both of those. In the first one, for the for the common gender noun in bil, the is den. For the neutral noun castle, it is det. Okay? There's only one more variation, and this is for a plural noun. And plural, it doesn't matter if it's common gender or neuter. It's the same for both, okay? And this one is hvilke. Hvilke. So, no N at the end, no T at the end, just hvilke. Just ends in the E. And this is for plural. So I'm going to ask, which kittens are the most lovable? Which is a very difficult question to answer. So, hvilke, which, killinger, kittens, are, de, the, for plural nouns, mest elskelige. Hvilke killinger de mest elskelige? Okay? Mest, most, elskelige, lovable. Okay? Så hvilke killinger de mest elskelige? Which kittens are the most lovable? Okay? And just a quick side note before we finish, elskelige ends in an E only because the subject kittens is plural. Adjectives also have 3 forms: a common gender, a neuter, and a plural form. Okay? But we'll go over that later. Okay? For now, everything looks good. I hope this was useful to you, and we'll move on to, again, a little bit more difficult stuff next time.